Hey there, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going on a little journey to figure out how to take those flat, everyday snapshots and turn them into professional quality storytelling. And we're going to do this by mastering one absolutely crucial element, the chronological workflow of light. You know that feeling when you're looking at a breathtaking scene, you snap a picture, and then you just feel completely underwhelmed by what's on your screen? Why do some photos look so incredibly dull, while others just seem to pop right out at you with life and energy? Okay, let's dive into this, because the ultimate answer, the secret ingredient to literally every captivating photograph, is light. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to follow the logical life cycle of a photograph, from the moment you step outside to the second you sit at your computer. So that's 1. Understanding natural light, 2. Mastering white balance, 3. Catch lights for portrait magic, and finally, 4. The post-processing workflow. All right, kicking things off with Phase 1, Understanding Natural Light. Think of natural light as our raw material. It's the illumination we get primarily from the sun. And man, it comes with massive advantages. It's totally free, it's absolutely everywhere, and it evokes incredible moods depending on the time of day or the season. But there is a catch. We have literally zero control over its intensity or direction, and we're entirely at the mercy of unpredictable weather. Contrast that with artificial light, which gives you total control but requires hauling around a ton of heavy, expensive gear. For most of us, learning to read and utilize natural light is without a doubt our most powerful tool. Moving right along to Phase 2, Mastering White Balance. Our human eyes are, quite honestly, magic. They adapt automatically to different lighting environments, so we basically always perceive colors naturally. But a digital camera? It needs to be specifically told what white actually is. So, to really grasp white balance, we have to understand color light temperature. It's just a measurement of light color, ranging from warm reds to cool blues, measured in degrees Kelvin. To put that into perspective, standard daylight around noon is roughly 5,500 Kelvin. Household tungsten bulbs are way lower on the scale, making them look super warm and orange, while deep, heavy shade pushes higher up into those cooler, bluer temperatures. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what's happening. When we dial in the correct white balance, we are essentially giving our camera an anchor point on this scale. We're telling it the specific temperature of our light source so it can adjust its internal colors accurately. If we guess wrong, well, your whites might end up looking heavily orange or just excessively blue. Now check out this striking visual proof. On the left side, the camera relied on auto white balance. It looked at those beautiful warm fall colors and essentially tried to correct them, which, let's be honest, completely ruined the magic of the scene. But look at the right. By manually just selecting the daylight preset, the camera locked in those gorgeous, authentic golden hues of the forest. It's a night and day difference. The great news here is that you absolutely do not have to memorize a bunch of complex Kelvin numbers. Modern digital cameras offer incredibly easy-to-use white balance presets. You simply match the icon to your environment. Choose the little sun for daylight, the cloud for an overcast sky, or the light bulb for tungsten lighting indoors. It's a remarkably simple fix that completely transforms your color accuracy. All right, let's pivot to Phase 3, Catch Lights for Portrait Magic. So the crucial point is really about bringing your subjects to life. If you want to capture true emotion and create soulful portrait photography, you absolutely must master the catch light. What is it? It's simply the light that's reflected directly in a subject's eyes. It might seem like a tiny, almost insignificant detail, but adding that little reflected sparkle gives the eyes immense depth and life. It is the ultimate trick to bringing a portrait alive. Without it, a subject's eyes can just look terribly flat, dull, and completely lifeless. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that if you look closely at the reflection in the eye, you can clearly see the environment the subject is looking into. That tiny glimmer gives the eye its round, three-dimensional shape. And, actually, here's a pro tip. Lighter colored eyes, like blues and greens, tend to show off these catch lights even more brilliantly than dark eyes do. So how do we reliably create them? Well, here are 4 highly actionable methods. The absolute easiest is positioning your subject so your main light source is in front of them, ideally at about a 45-degree angle to a window or the sun. That just looks incredibly natural. If they're backlit, use a reflector to bounce light right back into their eyes. You can also fire a camera flash, or if you're indoors, utilize studio lights to meticulously craft that exact sparkle you want. Okay, I absolutely love this next point. It's a surprisingly fun fact about the physics of light. The shape of the light source entirely determines the shape of your catch light. No way, right? But it's true. If you stand your subject next to a square window, they will literally have cool little rectangular reflections in their eyes. If you use a round photography umbrella, you get a beautiful, natural, round sparkle. You can really get super creative with this. Which brings us to our final step, Phase 4, the post-processing workflow. We've found our light, we've set our camera, and we've captured the shot. Now we're sitting at the computer, perfecting the light after the shutter clicks. To keep your editing efficient and avoid just getting completely lost in the software, you need a highly structured workflow like this one. Always establish your global overall image adjustments first. Step 1 is global exposure. Step 2 is global color, making sure that white balance we talked about is absolutely perfect. Step 3 is boosting midtone contrast. Only then do you move to Step 4, local color, where you make delicate tweaks to specific parts of the image. And Step 5, let it be. I really want to slow down for a second and emphasize this philosophy of editing. It's beautifully summarized by photographer Mitch Green. This is the hardest, simplest, yet most impactful step of my entire workflow. Sleep on it. It is so incredibly tempting to edit an image and rush to share it online that exact same day. But stepping away from the glowing screen and looking at your work with fresh eyes the next morning, that is your absolute secret weapon to achieving truly natural-looking photos. Okay, so once you've slept on it, you come back for the finishing touches. This is where you intentionally guide the viewer's attention. You might burn away or darken some distracting undergrowth at the edge of the frame. Or you might dodge, which means brighten, the warm light hitting your main subjects. Apply any filters or selective sharpening with a very specific purpose in mind, always remembering the ultimate golden rule of editing: less is more. To bring this explainer to a close, I want to reinforce everything we've talked about with this fantastic quote from Michael Freeman. In almost all photography, it's the quality of light that makes or breaks the shot. Chasing the light is a constant preoccupation. Mastering both the physical and digital manipulation of light is truly what elevates photography from simple snapshots to captivating art. So, here's an interactive challenge for you before we go. Look at the light in your room right now. Seriously, take a quick look around. What temperature do you think it is on the Kelvin scale? And if someone were sitting right across from you, how would that exact light source shape a catchlight in their eyes? Keep asking yourself these questions, and I promise you, you will never look at the world the same way again. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer.